Hey guys, this is Mark from Beats and Bar Show on the Xtra Radio, and today I'm interviewing Triple O, the award-winning rap artist. So let's get it. Okay, guys, like I was saying, I am here with the multi-award-winning artist himself, Triple O. You can probably see there in the background, man, with his mobile and his Premier Gospel Award there and that. Bro, how you doing?
I'm good. It's a blessing to be here and just have the conversation with you, my guy. How are you? How you been?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Just doing my thing, keeping up with the radio, keeping up with you, man. Just seeing you've been doing so many things this year already.
Yeah. There's we've been trying to keep as busy as possible. It's been heavy. It's been intense. It's been literally just up and down, up and down. But we
Yeah.
we do what needs to be done for the sake of the cause that we're on.
Well, so let's get into it, man, and just allow people to get to know this guy, what he's up to and stuff like that. So I just want to start with something very simple in terms of how long you've been doing this music thing for, man.
Oh gosh.
It's been a minute, isn't
It's
it?
been we started in 2005, so it's been about 18 years now.
Wow. Is it
Yeah.
2005? I feel like I've seen you doing stuff from even before then.
No, we started in 2005. It was good. I remember how everything started off. So
Yeah.
it was a guy by the name of El Dubsy who I came across at an event called Festival of Life. And we just he just I remember going up to him and just seeing him do his sound check. I was like, yo, what's all of this? And he just grabbed me and said, listen, you're an MC. All right, spit for me. And I did.
Yeah.
And then we just said, all right, cool, let me introduce you to some people. And then he introduced me to UK gospel because I didn't even know it existed. In my
Yeah.
mind, I thought I was the first Christian rapper in the UK.
Mhm.
But it was off the back of that conversation I had with him. I was like, all right, cool. And then I saw this whole new world and I was introduced to so many different artists and things just took off from there.
That's cool, man. And like, one of the things I was interested to find out is why did you choose rap? I mean, of all the music genres that you could have gone into, I'm trying to think back in terms of what was probably popping back then. I think maybe grime was kind of being introduced, maybe coming off the back of something like your garage and stuff like that as well. Why did you choose rap as the scene you wanted to get into?
Well, do you know what it is? Like I grew up in East London, so I grew up in the era where grime was at the forefront of UK urban music,
Yeah,
and I will always in my heart of hearts be a grime MC. But I just felt that as times changed, music tastes change, music evolves, and I as much as I loved writing and making grime, I just felt that I needed to evolve a little bit more as an artist,
mhm.
and that's kind of where I am now today. But yo, fling on a 140 BPM beat, we're still there, from
And you can
from
still
from
do
time
your
to
thing,
time.
man.
We're still, yeah. It's all music to be honest with me. And I've never been an artist restricted by tempo or BPM. It's
Yeah.
more about what the message that needs to be said and how it needs to be said. And whatever beat I feel makes sense for what I want to say is what we run with.
Okay, that's cool, man. Let's dig into your music then, because like I said, I know
Mm.
you've been doing a lot this year, and even coming off the back of your album released last year, there seems to be a lot going on around that. So a lot of the questions I'm going to be throwing at you is kind of
Let's go
centered
for it.
around
Let's go
that.
for it. Let's go for it.
So I mean, let's start with the obvious one. Everything left
Mhm,
unsaid. Why
mhm.
that name for the album?
Yeah, everything left unsaid. The reason why I went with that name is because the album is a diary and it's all about legacy. And for me, I felt like there were certain things in my life that I hadn't had the opportunity to say, and certain things I wanted to say. And this was me getting the time to say the things that needed to be said to the people that it needed to be said to. And for me, I always like to ask myself after I'm gone, what would my voice be? What would my
Yeah.
story be? And I think that makes up the premise of the album and the reason why I do what I do and how I do what I do in that capacity of things.
And going back off on what you said, after you're gone, you want this thing to still be to be reaching out and speaking to people. So if you was to look at all the tracks on the album and say, there's a certain message maybe you're trying to get across to people from the album or you want people to take from it, what would that thing be?
So what you're asking me, what one song, or you're asking me like
No,
the
the album
overall?
as a collection. Say, if you say, you know
Got
what,
you.
if there's something I want people to get from this album, what is it going to be that you wanted to take?
I think the biggest takeaway that I want people to get from the album is um literally speak your truth and think beyond now.
Yeah,
Think beyond now, because a lot of times we think of the here and the now, and it's like, actually, do you know what? There's gonna come a day where you're gonna have to have conversations with your children or your grandchildren or your nephews and your nieces, and it's your life experiences that you're gonna have to share with them. And so you have to think beyond, actually, do you know what? The life that I'm living now, how am I gonna convey the lessons and the things I'm doing and the things I've learned to those who are coming behind me in years to come. So it's all centered around legacy.
well, you definitely got some powerful stuff on there, and you know the messages are tough, man. I mean, even when I look at a lot of the tracks, you know, we're going to be playing one of your tracks on there a little bit later called Better Man. Everything has got some very powerful messages, and you got some bangers on there that get people what their head to. If you had, you know, is there a particular song that you enjoyed making the most? That you say is your favorite?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I don't shy away. You know when people say, "Oh, the album's my baby," and I can't pick a favorite. No, I have a favorite. I do have a favorite, and I'm unapologetic about it. My favorite song on the album is "Adulting." Like, I absolutely love that song, and I think for me, again, it's just because I love storytelling and I love conveying themes and ideas and setting the tone and having these one lines that the general public won't understand, but actually I know what it really means. And I know, so there's so many layers to that song. It's far and above, you know, my favorite from the album.
Well, guys, like I was saying, the album's banging. There's some big tunes on there. I'm going to get to Better Man, play that for you guys now. The reason I've chose that one is because I show, for those of you that are going to be tuning in on YouTube, you'll get to watch the video of Better Man. But yeah, here you go, guys. Better Man by Triple O. Let's get it.
Rewind the time, I'm dialing to speak to a younger me that's hurting, residing in darker spaces, affecting my now as I speak. The decisions he made, reason I'm here now today. Look at tomorrow, promising not to make the same mistake in a way that causes me to look back as I'm doing in this moment. That's the cycle that I need to break. Time is holding me by the neck, but we learn by dissecting failures we made before. Now looking forward, I see the pain I caused. Take some time to rebuild with the man who brought you into this world. Your poor relationship will cost you in your years to come. He dearly loves his son and only wants to be friends with the only one who will carry on with the family name. Don't push them away, close friends. Try to meet some more men. Women all around you is the reason why you struggle with sexual feelings and dealing with lust as a demon, demanding your semen, so semen and reach for accountability. But what is bittersweet, you're not a bad guy. No ill intentions, we know that you wouldn't hurt a fly. But hurt people hurt people. Your brokenness is the root to your selfish perception and how the world is framed. That's when trouble came, now I'm left with the shame. Heavy regret, I forget things are no longer the same. So take a look in the mirror, start reflecting the change. As I look back to the future with my present explains. I just wanna be a better man till it's better man. Travelers got to life, I need a better plan. Circumstances, second chances. Life don't be some cost, but I really need me a better hand. I just wanna be a better man till it's better man. Travelers got to life, I need a better plan. Circumstances, second chances. Life don't be some cost, but I really need me a better hand. My brother from another mother, he bought his first home. Baby number 2 helped him to move, living next to an old flame that got doused. She had doubts, amazing grace, but thankful for the faith I pronounce. We're still friends though, at least I hope so. I've been told to mature and simply let it go. Heartbreak essential to life when getting old. Feeling guilty when dating, do I deserve a blessing? Unravel my fears to then apply the dressing. Check the selection, not just picking for you alone. A stepmother to my heart who was able to love a heart of stone in a soul. 2020 the year, but perfecting the vision. Note to self, make smarter decisions. Be happy for your bro and trust your time will come. How about you learn to walk before you start to run? I just wanna be a better man till it's better, man. Travelers got to life, I need a better plan. Circumstances, second chances. Life got me some cost, but I really need me a better hand. I just wanna be a better man till it's better, man. Travelers got to life, I need a better plan. Circumstances, second chances. Life got me some cost, but I really need me a better hand.
Okay, bro. So that was your Better Man track, taken off your album. Everything Left Unsaid. Like I was saying, I know there's a lot going on around the album at the moment, and you've just finished doing a promo tour this August where you've been literally going all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the reasoning behind that tour. I mean, I was watching some of the the Instagram stuff, and seeing man's vibe with you on the street. I think it was Seven Sisters. The man was just shocking out of you. So why that tour, and how did it feel to kind of get out there and do that kind of thing?
Yeah, so for me, my whole thing was, how do I've got this headline show, this live album recording that we're doing, and it's funny because everything is like gearing towards, I think of it like the Marvel movies. And this live album recording is the Avengers. That's the culmination of the albums and the songs and the singles and the shows and everything. So I thought to myself, I wanted to take this show to the culture, to the streets, so that it's like an open invitation. So if you like this and you see this, come here and you will experience this. And so I wanted to be different and creative in the promo process, get people's attention and be proactive. And it's biblical because God has called us to go into the world and preach the gospel and come out of the four walls of the church. And when I had the opportunity to be like, okay, that's what we're going to do, I said, let's do it. And so we went around London to various places in and around East and North, primarily because of where the location of the venue is for the live recording. It made sense to tour those areas and literally just take the music to the streets. And the feedback that we got was amazing. The interest was great, and there's gonna be a few people there at the live recording who just bumped into me and heard me for the first time outside Stratford Station, and are now going to be on the journey for life.
Yeah. And we're going to get into talking about that live recording in a second, but like I said, I was watching some of the videos on Instagram, and one of the things that really took me was, as I'm watching it, you can see clearly there's people from different cultures there, and people that it's just various people. There wasn't like, for example, a group of people you said that they look like they're into hip hop or they look like they're into this. It's see like people from all over coming, but they were able to connect with your music. So how does it feel to be able to kind of like, you've spent all this time and effort putting the album together, putting music together, and you just go on the street, London, people that maybe not ever heard you ever before, and still see that it's still having the effect, people able to dance.
I think that's the beauty of good music. Music is one of those universal languages that anyone and everyone can understand, appreciate, and hear. And if it's good music, that just makes it even more universal. And for me, I wanted to do something that, as a musician, every musician wants to do. That's make music which is universally appreciated by a culture and a community, which expands far beyond the remits of your usual circle. So to see that people were engaging with the music the way that they were, it was encouraging. It was like reassuring. It was nice. It was nice, and it just kind of motivates me to continue making the type of music that we're making moving forward.
No, well, you're definitely making some good stuff, man. And that's another reason why I'm looking forward to what you were talking about earlier, the live recording of the album. So I suppose I would have got two opening questions in regards to that? Because obviously you've dropped
Go for it.
the actual album already, and now you're doing a live recording of it, which brings a completely different element. So what's the vision behind actually saying, okay, let's record this album again, but live?
Yeah.
Also, like, talk about, you know, the guest that's going to be there, because you mentioned that you got some people coming down. So who can people expect to see?
So this harkens back to an experience I had a couple of years ago. I remember I went to go see J. Cole at the O2 Arena, and I remember witnessing that show live, and he did his whole album front to back. His set list was the album front to back, and they didn't skip any song. He didn't rearrange it in a way, and that was the show. And I said to myself, you believe in your album, in your art that much. Most people, when they put on these shows, they'll you know, pick the big songs and the fun songs and the songs that everyone, and then just chuck in. But it's like, no, this show is about this album because I believe in this album so much. And that inspired me. And I said to myself, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to be able to put a project. So even before we finished the album, the writing, the recording, the arrangement of the album was always written and arranged in a way for the night that is coming up. I always had the live show in mind. And I wanted to do something that only two other artists from our culture and our community has ever done. So that's SO and Dwayne Triumph. There've only ever been two other live album recordings from our culture. So to be the third one to now do it is such a monumental and a prestigious, you know, for me as well, to kind of showcase that aspect of the artistry. And I love live music. There's something about having the live instrumentation and the live arrangements that really brings out elements of the music that you probably wouldn't have been able to experience just from a backing track or from well-produced stuff. The stuff is well-produced, but when you hear it live, it just takes it to a whole new level. With the night itself, my thing is I like to engage with people who I am a fan of. So everyone who's on the bill, I am a fan of their music. So whether it's J.O. Paul Leon, Vonnie Morgan and New Ye, Laura Ehio, like I am a fan of that. Like I listen to this stuff on a day-to-day basis, you know, plus the individuals who feature on the album, that goes without saying. And then the special surprise guests who I'm looking at the surprise guests and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so incredible. And people are like, oh, okay, who's the surprise? I can't tell you, suppose a surprise. But so everyone who's gonna be involved in the night, I'm just like, it's going to be like one of those nights where people are going to look back and be like, I'm so annoyed I missed this, and or I'm so glad I was there.
Well, I'm glad I can say I'm going to be one of the people that can say that I was glad that I was there, because I have no intention of missing the Triple O experience. That's what I'm going to say. The Triple O experience is going to be
exactly what it is.
Completely different. You know, one of the things that I really liked when I heard that you was doing this album, because I've been saying to people for years, especially artists that I talk to a lot, is that if you do a project and you do it well and you work it well, you can literally release an album, be rinsing that album for the full year. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I look at the journey you've taken in terms of, okay, you dropped this album last year, but the touring and the events and all this kind of stuff, because you did a almost like a pre-album event, didn't you? So, you know, the whole thing comes together. Now you're gonna have the big like crescendo at the end, being the
and keep in mind, we've only dropped 2 videos, Empathize and Better Man. We still have videos, like we have videos which have been shot, which we're still yet to release, and then obviously the live album recording, which will come out next year. So I intend on pushing this album for the next 6 months. And that's because I grew up in an era where you would have a body of work and you would really do an album cycle. Yes, it's going to be new music. We've dropped new music in the past couple of months. We dropped Patience, and then we've got some new music that is on the way. But in terms of this body of work, I said to myself, not everybody in the world has heard it. Because if everybody in the world has heard it, then I'd be sitting on 2 million streams, and I'm not sitting on 2 million streams. So it means there's still work to do. So we're really running with this album cycle, and hopefully encouraging younger artists to do the same. Believe in your material so much so where you're producing something which is so quality, you don't want to go into the next project until you know that you've done everything that you can with your current project.
And you know what, the kind of vibe I feel like I'm getting as I'm seeing all that you're doing, and the anticipation of the live recording, it kind of reminds me of the days I used to pop down to like maybe a HMV or a Tower Records, go buy the CD, go buy the vinyl, do you know what I'm saying, and come out of it and say, yeah, I've got this piece of work and I was eager to run home and play it. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this thing. Like, I'm eager now to hear this live record. I'm eager to be at the event. So, I mean, when can we expect the next video? Because I know you said you got some videos to drop.
we've got videos in the can, and we're just but I think the main focus now is like, let's get the show out of the way before we start dropping some visuals, and then some new music as well, which is the new music is sounding incredible. But I'm like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
So, we're talking about obviously the live event. We want people to come out to. Where can people get those tickets? I mean, I'm going to probably drop a link down on the screen for people to see, but just talk about where they can go and get it.
Yeah, I would just say hit me up on my website. Tickets are available on the website, www.triplelmusic.com. So that's TRIPLEO music.com, triplelmusic.com, or just hit me up on one of the socials. It's in the links of all my bios at Triple O Music on all platforms. Just Google, you'll find me. I'm not hard to find. You'll find me.
And like I said, I'm going to be throwing those down in the description for people to kind of check out, those listening in on YouTube.
Appreciate that.
Like you said, you've been doing this thing from 2005. If you was to give like a final word now, obviously you've got a lot of young fans coming through, a lot of guys who are trying to get into music themselves. And you've shown, your longevity in doing what you're doing and keeping it relevant. What kind of advice would you give to the young to youth coming up saying, I want to get into the music, whether it be the hip hop, rap, grime, drill, R&B, whatever it is? What kind of message would you say to them in terms of how to kind of go about doing this stuff?
Number one, love Jesus. Don't forget the reason why you're doing what you're doing. It's so easy to get distracted by the lights and all of that stuff, and then be like, oh my gosh, wait, why am I doing this again? So if you know why and who you're doing if you know your why, it just makes things a lot easier, and you really have something to run with. Number two, be consistent. Just put music out. Quality control, but just put music out, consistently put music out. We're living in the age of social media, and the most successful artists are those who are successful, who are consistent on the socials. So, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. So, consistency, collaboration, work with new artists, work with people who are doing what you're doing, behind and in front of the scenes. That's how you stay relevant. That's how you stay engaged. That's how you know what the current sound is. That's how you know who's doing what, and growing your audience base by tapping into other artists and their fan bases. So collaboration. And the last thing is legacy. Like, create with the mind of, after I'm gone and after all is said and done, my art is going to now speak for me. So it's about creating art that's going to stand the test of time and has purpose to the grand scheme of what you're building.
Oh, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. And I definitely believe in that legacy, being able to leave something behind that people can follow on from, seeing the examples.
100%.
100%.
So
I definitely agree with that. Well, before we finish off, I always say to people, I've got a random question that I ask.
Go for it.
It's kind of semi-random because it's still kind of based on your music. It just kind of came to me now. So you've done all this music, not just Everything Left Unsaid, but you've been doing all this music over the years. You get a platform where you can play one of your songs that you've created for the whole world to see. Let's say it's getting live streamed around the world. Every TV is tuning into you doing this one song from your whole catalog. Which one you choosing?
Wow. That's not a random question. That's a hard question. That's a very, very good question. If I had one song for my whole catalog, do you know what it would be? It would be Jesus Is My King.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because it's the sonically it's so well produced.
Yeah.
And lyrically there's some gems in there.
Yeah.
And musically it's a young vibe, but then at the same time at the essence and the center and at the bottom of it all is the message. And you to have people just screaming Jesus is my king is an incredible. I've gone to Carnival and done that song and had people singing screaming Jesus is my king. I've gone to festivals, I've gone to non-Christian events. I will do that song, and then to hear people just be screaming Jesus is my king, and I'm just like, I'm not mad at that.
Is that the track where you've got the lyric? I'm trying to remember the bar now. Is it my God is my God is my dad, and my dad is my king? Is that the one? I can't remember the order it goes.
No, that's Patience. That's Patience. Yeah.
When I heard that lyric though, I thought, oh yeah.
Yo,
that's fine.
No, I appreciate that, family. No, I appreciate it. No, I love lyrics. I love wordplay. I love being able to tell stories and convey emotion through lyrics. So yeah, Jesus My King is definitely the song
You'd play.
And I'd play for the world, yeah.
That's deep. That's deep. And guys, listen, we're gonna get another one of that songs from the album. Triple O, thank you so much for coming in and speaking,
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
your heart, telling us about the project. Definitely going to be there. And guys, make sure you get your tickets. Again, I'm putting down the link for you guys to go and get your tickets in the description. This has been Marx with Triple O, guys. Tune in for the next one. And here we go with the final song, Emphasize by Triple O. Let's go.
I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to empathize. This be the anthem. Ring the alarm now. We be the lantern. Pray them pattern like I might just speak about Christ cause I can and I will. Then tell a man I love Jesus, that's how I feel. But that doesn't mean that I don't see dark days and mornings. Heavy in the heart with a knot in my stomach, anxious, then stepping in caution. Did it feel awesome? 9 AM on a Monday calling. Reluctantly answer, I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to empathize. What about she, with a body this small for ya? Solely Deo Gloria, part of the facade. Fingers down her throat, Saturday euphoria. Lives for the weekend, ASOS queen, pretty little thing. Context over the cornea, pretense nothing I find cornea. IG quote, Drake for the caption, no new friends, hates being alone. Celebrate celibacy but couldn't be hornier. Raps every night like a tortilla, but she did it for the love. Now hates herself, wrist slit for the cut. I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to empathize. Feel that hurt and pain in my eyes. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Through it all, thank God I'm alive. Even still, I just need you to see another brother in the trap house. Looking for something they wanna weigh out. Dedicating the time they wanna blaze out. Making every day to the day count. Can you blame them for bad boy schemes? Feel neglected by boroughs and teams, or politicians who will not listen to citizens who still sit on dreams. I can see the ends in the end game. If I spend time, then I want change. Never judge a man for the hustle he made. Vested stake in the beef for the food on the plate. No vegan taste, I just need you to empathize.
Visit us for updates and shows at affinityextra.co.uk.